Clerk, we please call roll.
Commissioner Ammons?
Here.
Commissioner Knight?
Here.
Commissioner Scales?
Good morning.
Commissioner Tyson? Commissioner Stevens?
Here, thank you very much. We have an invocation day from Commission District 2. I will turn it over to Commissioner Thompson.
Good morning, everyone. We have the First Lady of More Than Conquerors Church on Denison Avenue and 15th Street. The First Lady Green she means so much to the community. She does a lot of work with young ladies. And she works so hard in the community. And I don't know why we just now invite her up to pray, because when she prays, and it changes things. So, First Lady, if you could please come up, it's our honor to have you. Yes.
And at the conclusion of that, Cal Martin, if you lead us in our pledge, please.
Well, thank you guys so much for the opportunity to be here. Couldn't have been asked for a better time. Everything, I believe, is in the timing of God. Don't want to be a minute ahead of it. Certainly don't want to be a second behind it. And I say that because, for me, as a woman of faith, this being Easter week, Holy Week, some call it Passion Week, that's the word that's been in my spirit. And that's what I've been praying or believing for this commission. And everybody in here, you, Miss Teen, Alabama, is it? Beautiful, isn't she? So let's just pray. Father God, I thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for these people that have gathered here today to do business on behalf of the county, on behalf of the citizens. We give you praise and honor, Lord God. We ask for wisdom and understanding. Give them quick understanding. Make it easy. Make the work easy. And I ask you this in this Passion Week, out of all of the other things, that you restore unto them the passion that they had when they first accepted or stepped into the seat that they're sitting in. Because we know that passion is like PR. It's present and it gives resilience in the opportunity, in the face of difficulty. So, Father God, in this week of Passion, Holy Week, let your name be known, let your power be known, and let your greatness be known. It is in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Salute, pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Pat. Okay, we've got approval of the minutes. We have the minute from March 23rd, 2023 meeting. Is there any additions, corrections, or revisions to those minutes?
Move the dispensal of the reading and adopt them as written.
Second.
Have a motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. I'd like to skip down now, if we could, to number 7 on your agenda, with public hearings. Public hearings to approve and adopt resolution considering to support the expansion of the switch districts in downtown Birmingham. Mr. Adams.
Yes, sir. This is an agreement to support Innovation Depot and their role in the technology and entrepreneurship area, supporting young entrepreneurs that have vision through a number of different programs, taking them all the way through to hopefully exiting, like I gave it out the other day, and they can be the next Shagan Akbalan. I always murder his name. I apologize for Shagan. Shagan exited with a $1.2 billion exit sale of his company. We want to develop more of those here, and he's left, between him and Tony Somerville and Fleetio have left over 600 jobs here in Jefferson County, and both of them came out of Innovation Depot. So this is certainly something I feel that pays back.
At this time, I'd like a public hearing for the Switch District downtown Birmingham in partnership with Innovation Depot and developer Next Tech LLC. I believe that's where we. retain tech graduates from Innovation Depot and downtown Birmingham and to attract other tech companies to the area. These are, dollars that will be expending, public dollars, your Jefferson County tax dollars that will be expended to expand that entrepreneurship ability of those companies down in the Switch District. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to speak concerning this particular matter? I got everybody here. No one's gonna speak. Commissioners?
Mr. President,
Yes, ma'am.
let me say that I think that this is a great opportunity. I like the word retention. And I look forward to us as we move forward that not only are we recruiting, but we're doing what it takes to incentivize the retention of businesses coming to Jefferson County. I do know that there was a question that was raised on Tuesday. Was that question answered as it relates to other participation?
No, ma'am, it hasn't been answered yet, and I was going to address that.
Okay, so that being said, Mr. President, then I will cease my conversation. I just look forward to us empowering entrepreneurs. I know what it is that when you have to use your own capital, more importantly, you have businesses that need a business model in order to thrive. So we're not just interested in people getting into business, we want them to thrive successfully. I look forward to Commissioner Ammons, the publicizing of those that can participate is going to be critical moving forward so that we don't get into the same kind of box frame that we have in the past. I knew when I was over at the city, there was only a few that seemed to always be in that model. But I'm hoping with the expansion, which I passed by there yesterday, I made it a point to do that. And so I know what once was a hair salon has now flattened out. I told you I have a vested interest in that area. So that being said, I will rest my case. I just look forward to more retention opportunities coming forward, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I have a question, how many jobs will this actually retain? Do we have a spokesperson for?
Yeah, let me introduce Brooke Gillis, who spoke to us the other day, the CEO of Innovation Depot is here. She also has some information. She did speak with City of Birmingham yesterday on, and Mr. President, you had that question, I sent that email to you. Yes.
I did see the email, but it didn't address the issue, it just asked that we go ahead and proceed, and we will consider that, but I would like to hear what Birmingham said.
Sure, so I'm 5 months into the job, started in December, so 5 months, 4 months. We have not asked the city for money in over 3 years, and so we had it on the docket for April 17th, and we moved it up to immediately meet with them after the meeting on Tuesday, and so we were able to move that meeting up, and I'm very confident that we will be able to get funding from them. However, their fiscal year doesn't start until July, so it will be in the next year's budget, or the end of this year's budget. And so we weren't able to immediately get the funding to match this, but I'm pretty confident that we will be able to move forward.
That particular question, when I spoke about that, we want to be partners with Birmingham, stronger when we work together.
Absolutely.
What was your ask from Birmingham?
To match what?
To match exactly what we do.
That's right.
And how much are we doing?
For Innovation
For
Depot,
clarification purposes.
$400,000 for 4 years, and then the $2 million towards the Next Tech project, which they already did match.
Okay, so we do have two projects.
That's right.
$400,000 a year for 4 years for operations.
Well, to grow our programs, that's right. So that
To grow the program.
That's right.
And I keep hearing the word job retention up here. Is that indeed what this is, or is this more of a creation of jobs?
Retention, because these companies are able to grow in order to move to the Next Tech building and to grow inside our building and then to stay here in Birmingham. So we're going to retain the businesses that we have and grow the businesses that we have. So like he said, example, the 2 companies that have exited, they've had over 600 job growth here in Jefferson County. And so retain and grow.
And I did hear the phrase that the gentleman left this project with over $1 billion.
That's correct.
We have no 400 people in Alabama that are worth over $1 billion out of the state.
Yeah, he actually is in the building now, still, helping other entrepreneurs.
Well, I look forward to seeing him on the 400.
Me too.
I think that would be important.
How many employees does that gentleman continue to have?
Oh gosh, I don't know the exact number. Lydio has over 400 and Shagan, and he sold his company, so he has a new company called Harmony Venture Labs that helps other entrepreneurs build their own companies. So they're in our building upstairs. They probably have 40 to 50 employees here in Birmingham upstairs in our building. But he sold his company to another company.
The employees that he does have, were they spread nationwide?
I don't exactly know how many were in different cities, but the bulk of his employees were here in Birmingham.
So, Mr. President,
Yes, ma'am.
I think I would probably be remiss if I didn't say this. I'm grateful that we are considering this item this morning. It has nothing to do with you. You don't have to worry about me, I'm a supporter. Mr. President, I do want to bring to your attention that as of today, the Alabama Sports Council contract has not been signed. We need to know that, and that's related to this Magic City Classic. So everybody knows what I'm talking about when I say retention on this dais, and I know what was spoken. I just wanted to bring it to the attention of this body publicly. They still haven't signed it because they're waiting on the county's participation moving forward. That being said, I'll yield the floor to you, Mr. President, and I just want to be clear for the record where we are holistically in terms of retention. We want to retain everything that we have in Jefferson County that is good, including your project, ma'am. Okay?
And again, back to my question, do you have an estimate on how many jobs this will retain, the $3.6 million?
We have 106 companies in our building, so.
That's on the Innovation Depot side, right?
That's correct. And then we're hoping to grow our programs by triple, so it depends on how, it's hard to actually judge that right now, because we don't know how many companies will actually grow and retain and hire in Birmingham until we actually bring the companies into the program.
I'd like to add to that, because I think the retention side is being able to have the ability to move companies to next tech, next door, which is the retention part. But the Innovation Depot part is how can we grow? And how can we grow these small businesses or people that have ideas to grow and create more jobs?
Our last program, Velocity, employed 133 people, so that number helps at all. So just one program, just one of the 4 programs employed 133 people in Jefferson.
And where is that now?
The Velocity Accelerator. It's in our building still, but we're bringing more accelerators in addition to that.
When you say accelerators, tell them.
Sure, an accelerator is a 13-week process where people come in and they get funding and they get support and they get mentorship in order to grow their company from 1 to 2 people, and then they raise money, hopefully here in Birmingham from VCs, and then they hire within Birmingham and stay in Birmingham, and they move from an accelerator area that's surrounded by amazing like-minded individuals and a lot of energy in a room. They move right down the hall to a smaller room where they can then hire people and grow within the Innovation Depot from a 200 square foot space all the way up to a 4,000 square foot space. And then once they graduate from the Innovation Depot, they can move 1 street over to the next tech building, and they can get a bigger space, maybe with 40 to 50 employees.
How many companies do you have that will probably go to the next phase?
Currently, we have 2 that have moved over, and we hope that multiple will move over in the coming weeks. It just got, the building just finalized in the last few months.
Okay, and how many employees is that will move over?
Main Street has,
That's a huge number of employees.
maybe over 100 employees in Main Street, 80 to 100 on Main Street. I'm not sure the exact number right now.
That started in the depot.
Absolutely, right. And they freed up some space down the depot to allow for other entrepreneurs to come in now that they've moved over to that top floor over there.
And how long has Main Street been at Innovation Depot?
Gosh, I think it's 7 or 8 years, which is too long.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
oh yeah, we need to get them in and out in, 2 to 5 years.
Which is part of the strategy.
Absolutely.
Well, what causes them not to get out? Their business hasn't caught on, they're not, I mean,
Yeah.
because basically we're subsidizing these individuals.
That's right. Yeah, we need to help, we need to be a true incubator, and that's what some of these dollars are gonna do, is able to incubate these teams, so that they don't sit stagnant for 8 years like that one did. We wanna help grow them, give them access to capital, give them access to mentorship, give them access to programming, so they can grow faster, and then they can move on.
Okay, now, the 2 million part of the building, who owns the building?
Next Tech building,
Yes,
Mike Moron.
okay, so this is a private individual that owns this building that we're going to do 2 million
That's correct.
to do what?
To build out the building and build programs and the partnership, so we're gonna use co-working spaces there, we're gonna use their space there as well. They have an amazing downstairs area that has conference rooms, so that our tenants are able to use that, and vice versa, put our programming there, graduate our tenants to there. Help
That's
the
what
entire switch to.
Where the city has already given directly $2 million to the developer, which is officially, I think it's Next Tech LLC.
Oh, that's right, yeah, you're right.
This, for us to do it, to be able to give it to and support, invest in, Innovation Depot gives them an opportunity to expand their programming and allow them to graduate. One of the bigger items that has been going on with Innovation Depot is their ability to graduate people and get them to move out. This is one of those spaces that allows them to move out, because they have a waiting list to get new people in and to keep the process going and keep afloat, keep it in the cycle of getting new people in with new ideas and able to support them with programming and other types of support that can hopefully make it work.
So let me ask this question, I'm sorry. Let me get this straight. So City of Birmingham obviously has already paid private owner, is that what I'm hearing?
Well, Next Tech LLC.
Next Tech levels.
Private owner?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what we would be subsidizing or participating in is the program, right? Because what I was thinking in my mind when you were talking about spaces, space is equal to rent. Rent is money. So on average, what, do they pay any rent?
$23 a square foot.
$23?
Which is below market rate.
Okay, I get it. So the businesses are also paying rent to who?
Innovation Depot, Next Tech, and Next Tech.
Okay. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm gonna tell you what it sounds, when I hear that governmentally,
Yeah.
that sounds like a public-private partnership that's making a lot of money. That's what it would, I mean, had nothing to do with you. Because it sounds to me, if what we're doing is that the building is paid for out of one set of public dollars, and then you come back and we got the tenants, and they're paying a certain fee, and programming is what we're covering.
Totally separate. We have two buckets. We've got a programming budget and we've got an operations budget, completely separate. These dollars are only going to the programming budget.
Okay, only going to program. I don't want to say too much more. I think I've been knowing a lot of this stuff a little too long. It just, I can see to me what
It
it
just got
feels.
separated the last 2 months. We hired another company called Grave & Co. to run our buildings, just building operations. So we have two totally separate entities now. So our team is able to focus more on the tenants in the building. And then the Grave & Co. team is able to focus more on the actual building itself.
What would you say probably is the average monthly rent?
Well, we have a lot of different spaces. So $20, anywhere from $400 for a small office to $4,000 for a big office. So for a very wide variety of prices.
Okay. I'm not, I'll drill you more, you and I talking.
I mean, the goal of Innovation Depot is to allow entrepreneurs to have a space to go without having to go get their own building. I mean, these entrepreneurs come in, like I said last week, with an IKEA desk and a laptop. They don't have the funds. And so we're able to provide them a little bit discounted rent and then access to programs and resources in order to help grow their company.
So, I'm glad you're new to the job. Here's what I've seen or experienced in the past. Typically, the reason why these businesses have a tendency to stay longer than they should is because it is profitable for them to continue to stay there, though it's the public dollars that's subsidizing their ability to be there at the rate in which they are paying. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going with this, that
Right.
an incubator is just that. If a baby stays in an incubator too long, the baby may not be here, right? Okay, so an incubator is just that.
Right.
We're there to give you a time frame to start your business, grow your business, to develop your business, and then you move on.
That's
But
right.
when you start talking about rental agreements, and then we're talking about 7 or 8 year businesses that have been there, now it's kind of like our intentions are not in the best.
I completely agree. When I came on board, I only came on board knowing that they had just recently.
It's almost like corporate welfare.
Yeah. They have recently, the board had asked multiple companies to exit. And in order to give space for those entrepreneurs that needed to come in, and it was time for them to go. And so I stand behind the board's decision to do that, and we will continue to do that. We're at 82% occupancy right now. We plan to only get at 90% occupancy in order to allow these new tenants to come in. And the only way to do that is to graduate them in a reasonable amount of time. So I am completely on board, and that is on the plan and the vision for the years to come.
So the only thing I'll say is that Commissioner Ammons, I'm still waiting on incubators to be in these underserved communities. That area is not totally underserved. It is getting served. And I am concerned about those, like I said, for the record, Millen, I am still concerned about those businesses between 4th Avenue and 3rd Avenue North that are black owned, and that the only capital that they have is what their business is able to bring in. That has nothing to do with you. They are looking and searching vigorously for opportunities such as this, but they haven't been afforded that, so therefore they struggle. And once we continue to put these nice looking, attractive buildings in certain areas, it's gonna drive up the tax bracket for those existing businesses who have spent generations of being in that area. They're gonna have to compete with the taxes, i.e. Efforts Brothers. Okay, I'm talking about some of that. I'd love to see us expanding into other areas, which that's directed more to Commissioner Ammons, that we need to get to these underserved areas. You have brilliant people in Jefferson County, but we can't continue to centralize them into one area because we think that that's what's working. No, it will work anywhere if you allow the opportunity to be presented. So when we give dollars, I'm just hoping that we don't give out of dollars before we can get to other communities that can still be best served if they too have this kind of opportunity. So, Mr. President, when you're ready, I'm ready to call for a vote.
Well, I still have a couple.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, but these, what I just heard you say is that these companies, the board has wanted them to move on. Evidently, they didn't in the 5 to 7 years or however long.
Many of them are successful. They've asked them to move on because they're ready to move on. Financially, they can afford to move to another building. So it's not necessarily that they weren't successful. It's that it was time for them to move to their own standalone building or over to the next step.
But can we fabricate this? I mean, we have supported Innovation Depot in the past. Years ago,
Up until last year, it was specifically for loss.
well, we supported it before it was velocity, I think. And we're willing to do something. I have a problem subsidizing somebody else's building.
Well, it's not the building, it's just the programming.
Well, it's $2 million you're asking. Is that for a program or is that for a building?
That's for cross-program programming between two buildings.
It gives access not only for Innovation Depot programming, but also for folks like BBRC that's in the depot, and that they can do their cohorts and their stuff over there as well in some of the meeting spaces that they have downstairs, which there are ongoing conversations between Bob Jefferson, myself, and then Jeremy Duckworth with the Southern Alabama Redevelopment Alliance for them to be able to use those spaces as well. So I think this is not only an extension for Innovation Depot programming, but also for some of the folks within the tenants within there that they can help expand and support small business at the same time.
Commissioner, if in full transparency, BBRC has been at Innovation Depot since its inception, so that's been over 20 years. And I'm in full support of what Bob Dickerson is doing, period. okay? But that would be a poor analogy just because of the fact they've been there over 20 years. And they've really been a part of the inception, which before it became Innovation Depot, it was Birmingham Business Resource Center. Okay, so, and also FYI to you and to this commission, when the city does their budget, fiscal year ends June 30, right? And it should, if it's passed, will be July 1. I know because I was one of them. Right. Okay, so that being said, when did the city say that if they're going to participate, when are they supposed to participate?
They said this one closed on March 31st, so we missed the deadline, and so we'll go back on the docket on July. Did I get false
So-
information?
So let me just explain something to you in this public setting. The city of Birmingham would first of all have to make sure that they put you in a proposed budget that comes from, obviously, the mayor's office. The council, after the budget has been proposed, will then consider it along with whatever else they have going. If you are not a line item there, it doesn't matter about a budget being passed. That just means that you're not in the budget, which right now, we are putting you a part of our budget, which is gonna be for a total of 4 years. So I am actually educating my commission in terms of how this is supposed to work, at least for the city of Birmingham. They've had their own previous experience as well. So if you're not in that budget, based on whenever they shake it out in July 1, the only way you're gonna get it is gonna have to come from one branch of government, or they're gonna have to do an amendment to the budget. But what is being asked of us today through this agreement, you would automatically be perpetually in our budget for 4 years. I hope that's what this commission understands that we're doing. Okay, but I'm just telling you that if the city itself has not agreed to it, but they say you missed the deadline, one thing that I know is that they can always amend the budget if they're serious about doing this as a partnership. But I digress. I'm just, when I heard that and they said that you missed it, I don't see how you miss opportunities. If we're gonna do what we need to do, then I think it would behoove any city to do the same and do it in a timely manner. But I'm telling you, if you're not in there by the end of June and they got to consider or whatever their deliberations are, then more than likely, you may not be there. And this commission should be fully aware of that.
So you're asking for $400,000 per year for 4 years,
Yes, sir.
and then you're asking $2 million. Is that over a period of time, or is that right over 2 years? Okay. I had asked for some information the other day, and I got an email forwarded to me this morning.
My apologies, I gave you the wrong email address.
Oh,
But even so, it doesn't have enough information for me to vote for your proposal today, Mr. Commissioner. I propose that we pass this resolution, till 30 days or so.
What do you want, a table?
Table it, yeah,
So
until we get more information.
So since it's a public hearing, then we'll have to re-advertise it?
Public hearing's been had.
Public hearing.
So all we have to do is the table item or the
Yeah.
late item until 30 days from today's date?
Yeah, but I need to close the public hearing for you.
Oh, sorry.
All right, any other people would like to speak on this particular public hearing is now closed?
Move to table.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, table the item. Ms. DiLiberto, would you call roll?
Commissioner Ammons?
No.
Commissioner Knight?
Aye.
Commissioner Scales?
Aye.
Commissioner Tyson? Commissioner Stevens? Commissioner Stevens?
I'll vote to table. So that's 3-2. This will be tabled for 30 days. We come back for reconsideration at that time. Gives everyone a chance to, no one's against anyone, it gives us a better opportunity to go back and look and see what's actually taking place here. And we appreciate it. And thank you so very much for coming. continued progress. And it also gives us an opportunity to explore with our partners over at the city of Birmingham in order to make sure that we are working together for behalf of all of our citizens. Thank you very much.
Let me amend that to May 25th. Be a little bit more than a month or 30 days, but the 25th here.
So you wanna give it a time certain?
Yeah.
Okay, back to the May 25th meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll review it.
So, Chair will entertain that amendment.
I move it.
Second.
Move to second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Still have none. All right, thank you very much. We have presentations. Commissioner Knight, you have a couple.
We have another public hearing on. Is that it?
That's all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest with us today, and her name is Delana Burke. If Miss Delana will join me here. Now, gentlemen, you be on with us later. And we have a proclamation for you, young lady. Whereas Delana Burke is a native of Hoover, Alabama, and is a junior at Briarwood Christian School, and is also a member of the Auburn University First Dual Enrollment Program. So be proud of that one. Whereas Elena Burke has a social impact initiative of Charlie's Chance, Overcoming Epilepsy Together, for which she serves as president. She is also the founder of the Wings of Hope Benefit Gala. She has personally raised over $32,000 for the Epilepsy Foundation of America, becoming the largest individual fundraising contributor in the country. She has initiated seizure first aid education in over 25 schools, including over 700 educators and staff, and is a national ambassador for the Epilepsy Foundation of America. Whereas Elena Burke has recently completed flight school and is awaiting her FAA private pilot check ride, and whose career ambition is to obtain a Bachelor of Science degree in professional flight from Auburn University and become a professional airline pilot. Wow. He's a pilot. He really loves it. Elena Burke is a member of the Briarwood Christian School's Honors Program, is an ambassador for BSC Student Body, is a member of the National Honor Society, the National Art Honor Society, and maintains a GPA of 4.37, which is about 2.5 to 3 times higher than average.
That's a double wow there.
Whereas Elena Burke was crowned Miss Jefferson County Teen on July 7, 2022, and was crowned Miss Alabama's Teen on March 12, 2023 at the Performing Arts Center on the campus of Thompson High School in Alabaster, and will compete for the title of Miss America Teen this summer. Now, therefore be it resolved that Commissioner Joe Knight and the Jefferson County Commission hereby thank and show their deepest gratitude for Elaine Burke for her outstanding service to the citizens of Jefferson County, Alabama, and wish her much success during the year of training and at the competition at Miss America's Teen Pageant. Signed, all 5 county commissioners. Congratulations. Come on, Clay. Go ahead. You first.
No more.
Joe, she's making you look good.
I thought Joe said he was gonna bring that pretty lady on up here with us too. So take your handsome photo right now.
This is her mom, Khalifa. Introduce your friend there, Tim.
Yes, so we have Mr. Tim Gates, and then Miss Anita Walker, she's the director for the Miss Alabama organization.
She is the sidekick. She'll be watching over this young lady during the competition over all the, and we appreciate what you do. Mom, I know you are very proud, and we see where she gets her good looks from. Okay. And Tim, you've done it again, pal. You have really done
He's
something
excellent.
that you always bring attention to these young ladies and encourage them. You've been an inspiration to so many of them that's come through here. So if you will join me up on the podium, young lady, we're going to have a photo with the okay. All right, y'all ladies.
Keep going. Did nobody give us
Shelby County.
Y'all understand her? We'll move on.
Okay, we'll do two. Here's the first one. And one more. Got it. Thanks.
Tim, how long you been doing this?
25 years.
I knew that. I guess I've been doing this. My daughter goes the same position.
You want to say a few words? Okay. Yeah, you can go up here. That's it. You here. You can go right here. Look.
There you go.
Hi everyone, my name is Elena Bird, and as he was talking about, I'm Miss Alabama's team, but my local preliminary when I won Miss Alabama's team was Miss Jefferson County's team, and then I'm also a resident of Jefferson County, so just to have this recognized is so special to me. And as he was talking about my nonprofit, Charlie's Chance, and my work in the epilepsy community is really my life's passion project, and I feel like that's really my mission, and this organization has given me a larger platform to do that, so I'm so grateful for that. I'm thankful for you guys just to have my work recognized truly means the world, so thank y'all.
Go take your check ride. You got a long way to go.
Yeah. And Elena has to leave.
Are you gonna work on the answer?
I think so. I'm planning on it.
Well, you're gonna be an APP.
I want to do Auburn. They have a really good idea.
That would be great. When did you start?
Last Thanksgiving.
Oh, you got through. You master crossing the best ways.
I'm working on it. Yeah, getting there. I feel like it takes a while to fully master it, but do the best you can.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, you go get that other crown for us and bring it.
I'll do my best. Thank you all.
Thank you. Jared, I have another presentation.
Yes, sir. We'll do all these and we'll just go through the consent agenda if we put that over there.
You are beautiful too. I did, except for that guy. I like talking to him. All right, and y'all identify yourselves. Tell us who you are. I know you. Where you going? Oh. You're not here.
Commissioner, may I introduce
Yes, sir. Captain, if you would.
the First of all, Sheriff Petway is unable to be here today, but if he were here, we want to thank Commissioner Joe Knight and all the commissioners for honoring this unit. This is our victim assistance unit. They do great work, 7 days a week, 24-hour days, weekends, holidays. They are there to help. So many sad stories, so many people in distress they have helped. So I want to thank you for allowing me to introduce them. This is Ms. Gloria Turner, Dr. Torrey Johnson Ramsey, Ms. Patrice Terrence. I think everybody knows the legendary Ms. Wanda Miller, and Ms. Renee Wickham, and our specially trained service animal. This is Georgia, and she has special comforting powers, and she's doing great work also. So we thank you.
And Georgia, go up on the dais and sit with a couple of commissioners.
Absolutely. She is a facility dog. She is everywhere.
All right, I'll read this real quickly. Whereas April 23rd through 29th, 2023 has been designated and will be recognized as National Crime Victims' Rights Week. And whereas the term victim is more than just a label and has legal standing and protections that go along with it. Whereas Crime Victims' Rights Act passed here in Alabama and at the federal level, which guarantees victims the right to meaningfully participate and use their voice in the criminal justice process. Whereas victim services providers, advocates, law enforcement officers, attorneys, and other allied professionals can help survivors find their justice by enforcing these rights. Whereas the right to provide an impact statement ensures the victim's voices are considered in court during the sentencing and when applicable restitution processes. Whereas including and elevating the voices of survivors makes certain they are heard and seen and creates a path to forging and sustaining community trust. And whereas engaging survivors creates responses and services that are credible, meaningful, and centered on individual needs. And whereas survivors' lived experience can serve as a catalyst for implementing innovative programs, shifting existing programs in new directions, and changing policies or practice that prevent survivors from accessing services or pursuing justice. And whereas the National Crime Victims' Rights Week provides an opportunity to recommit to listening to crime survivors in every space where decisions are made that can impact them. And whereas Jefferson County is hereby dedicated to amplifying these voices of survivors and creating an environment where survivors have confidence they will be heard, believed, and supported. Now, therefore, Jefferson County Commission hereby proclaims the week of April 23rd through 29th, 2023 as Crime Victims' Rights Week. Thank you. While you're there, let's get a photo up while they're there, and we'll just stand behind. We'll just stand behind you. And you, Georgia, don't you even think about it.
Can you do me a favor without, you think you might need to shift them down a little bit? Can you go over to your right? Just a little bit.
So we need to shift it. Josh, Josh, you need to be able to pick. Yeah, you need to be able to. Come on, I know you wore that.
I need to be a bookend right here, because I'm not.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can scale, but talking.
Great mind, thanks so much.
Okay, here go the first shot. Take two. One more, don't blink. Thank you.
announcement for,
Why supposed to say something? Imagine that.
just one thing. For National Crime Victims' Rights Week here in Jefferson County, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, along with Crime Stoppers in Metro Alabama, and 42 other community service and support agencies are having an event at City Walk Birmingham called One Heart in the Park, where these 44 agencies staff is coming to set up tables. We're gonna have music, and we're gonna have food, and we're gonna have service dogs, and we're gonna have a lot of fun, family fun, uplifting event where crime victims from Jefferson County, Birmingham, and surrounding counties even can come and find out about services that they may not know about. So we're going to try to reach out to the community and offer these services free of charge for everybody to come and have an enjoyable day. And we've got every service agent in this town that's going to be there to set up, to hand out information, swag and free goodies, and so it's going to be a really great day so that we can reach out and help more people all in one place.
Well, thank you for doing that, because so oftentimes the victims or their families are often forgotten. We talk about the perpetrators, and they get all the press because of course that's clicks and stuff like that. So thank y'all for remembering those who have been victims of a crime. We appreciate y'all coming today, and we're happy to do this.
We think it's very important right now. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Quincy.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm going to be sending y'all an invitation to come to this. Please. Thank you.
All right, guys, now we have a couple more proclamations. One, do I have, Amanda Creel, Ryan Adams, David Page, Tanya Smithman, and all of those, involved with fair housing. And commissioners, this is something that we all have signed, something that we all agree on and work together, because I believe that this particular proclamation was sent to all commissioners. And we kind of unified this in one all. It's going to be the same, but this comes from every member up here, and we all feel the same way as I read this proclamation. Now, I put my glasses on, Joe, you see that too. Whereas, April 11th, 2023 marks the 55th anniversary of the passage of the Fair Housing Act, which enunciates a national policy of fair housing for all who live in the United States. Whereas the Fair Housing Act prohibits discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, handicap, familial status, and national origin. And whereas the Fair Housing Authority is a positive community good, whereas economic stability, community health, and human relations in all communities are improved by diversity and integration. And whereas the fair housing is integral to the ethical commitment of members of the National Association of Realtors and the Birmingham Association of Realtors, and is critical in the ability of all real estate professionals to serve their clients, customers, and communities. Whereas the housing discrimination and barriers to equal housing opportunities are repugnant to a common sense of decency and fairness. Now therefore be it resolved of the Jefferson County Commission of the State of Alabama, we do hereby proclaim the month of April 2023 as Fair Housing Month in Jefferson County, to establish Jefferson County as an inclusive community committed to fair housing and promote appropriate activities by private and public entities intended to provide or advocate for equal housing opportunities for all residents and prospective residents of Jefferson County, signed by the entire commission. Everyone up across the front. How about that?
Yeah, that's okay. Thank you.
Can you go to your wife?
I claimed my dog in Puerto Rican States. So they have school bus here, but I'm doing all right.
Don't telegraph, don't telephone, telephone.
Okay, take two, is the first one. One more, don't blink, here you go. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
It's all.
All right. Got one more proclamation. This is very important, if everyone will listen. Whereas preventing child abuse and neglect is a community problem. And it depends on involvement among people throughout the community. Whereas child maltreatment occurs when people find themselves in stressful situations without community resources and do not know how to cope. Whereas the majority of child abuse cases stem from situations and conditions that are preventable in an engaged and supportive community. And whereas child abuse and neglect can be reduced by making each family, it has the support that they need to raise the children in a healthy environment. And whereas child abuse and neglect not only directly harms the children, but it also increases the likelihood of criminal behavior, substance abuse, health problems, and other risky behavior. And whereas all citizens should become involved in supporting families and raising their children in safe, nurturing environments, that's effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships created among social services, social agencies, schools, faith communities, civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. Now therefore be it resolved, the Jefferson County Commission, on behalf of the Department of Human Resources, do hereby proclaim April 2023 as Child Abuse Prevention Month and calls upon all citizens, community agencies, faith groups, medical facilities, and businesses to increase their participation in an effort to support families, thereby preventing child abuse and strengthening communities which we live. Signed, all Jefferson County Commissioners. This is probably this proclamation carries with it a commitment, and we want that commitment to proceed throughout the community to help our children, and that we could all be very emotional on this. So we all see the results of child abuse. Commissioner, you have 50 resolutions that were properly vetted in our Tuesday pre-commission meeting. Is there any that a particular commission would like to pull for separate consideration?
Mr. Chairman, I have item 18, Pen and ink. Wait a minute. That should be 10 from you and 10 from me. Okay. Let me do that separately. Just pen and ink.
It's 10 in and 29. I got 10 you need 10 here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That number just didn't get changed.
Okay. Yeah, we were equal. Okay. So I move 1 to amend 55B, switch pen and ink on 18.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Is there any new business for you guys to consent to council? No new business? Oh. Okay, we'll do that. Oh, county manager, anything? No, sir. Anything for the county attorney's office?
No, sir.
Commissioner? Mr. Adams?
Hope everybody has a good Friday and a very blessed Easter. And I love how the pastor said, this is a week of passion, that we should all have passion. So, whatever it is.
Happy Easter, everyone. Y'all enjoy yourself. Have a good meal.
Mr. Shady?
Thank you, Mr. President. I share too about passion. I would encourage those of you who can stomach it to watch Passion of the Christ. If we only understood what was taken on the cross, I think that we would be more deliberate in terms of the way we treat people and the way that we govern ourselves. I actually watched it myself just a couple of weeks ago. I would encourage you all to do the same if you can. I want to say this because this is leading up to this, is that we've had a number of killings that particularly have happened in my district. From Circle K with a young man at the gas station, young man Saturday, 17, the Clay student, killed in Apple Valley, and we had some other things to go on. I would encourage us, especially being that this is a time that is set aside to hopefully think more of the cause in which Christ came, that we pray for one another. We really do need that. I was talking with the superintendent, one of the superintendents just this morning, that there was something that went out, and don't know if it's fake or real, but we can't play with it. But there were certain schools that were named. 2 out of the 3 schools were in my district, and that it would have been something really terrible today if it were to happen. And some children at Smith School, middle school, that ate some gummies, and the fire department showed up because one of the students, my understanding, came unresponsive. So we got a lot of things that are going on, and I'm asking everyone to pray for Jefferson County as a whole. I believe we got to get more aggressive and assertive about human capital. I understand we're into the development of businesses and buildings, but we got to get into that human capital because we're losing a whole generation of folk just because of the fact that we're too busy. We're just too busy trying to so-called make a living instead of us living. And so I just wanted to say that, Mr. President, because that was heavy on my heart. Also, we are meeting with one of our neighborhood associations this evening over in Forestdale. Again, Commissioner Ammons, I make this plea publicly that we look in terms of Highway 78 and what can be done in that corridor as relates to a business incubator so that we can bring more business to that community. They came out in droves. We've been meeting, had over 100 people in attendance, so they're very serious about what they are looking for. But that once was a thriving community, and I just look forward to us having more of an expansion of opportunities that's going to take in the entire Jefferson County and not just a few. And that's what Jesus represented. He looked out for all men, and it's up to us to receive him in the light in which he came. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. Knight?
Yes, I do reflect my fellow colleagues for wishing everybody a blessed Easter. I shall continue my journey that I have done for so many years of seeking to find that golden egg. So I will make that golden once again. I would like to just give a shout out to Captain Chris Horn and our new fire chief at Center Point Fire, Chief Alex Neighbors. They are the beneficiary today of a grant committed by all of us to build that new fire station that's so badly needed in that area.
Yeah.
And so, thank y'all for coming, and we will look forward to the ribbon cutting or the groundbreaking or whichever is first. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you. County courthouse will close Friday for Good Friday. All of our employees to spend time with your families, and we certainly do appreciate everything that you do on behalf of the citizens of Jefferson County. Let's be reflective. Go to the Lord, because all things that we do is possible if we put our faith in Him. It's difficult to understand some of the things that we face daily, but if we remember that all knowledge and good comes from our Lord, that we will understand those things. And there's always challenges within our commission, within our community, to divide us, to separate us, because that's what the devil does. If he can separate us, he can win. But if we, as citizens, we as commissioners, work together, continue the good. You know, when we were elected, we were all elected in politics. But the day we took our office, we became a commissioner of Jefferson County and all of the citizens therein. If we remember that charge and work together, this county will move forward. The citizens will be better for it, because we're not an economic engine. It's our job to create an environment for those economic engines within the county to be successful. God bless you.